This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. This program is a part of American Graduate. Let's make it happen. A public media initiative made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Now, this community is very unique in that we are trying from every vantage point through our chamber to build up. And we have our school system working together from K through 12, and then higher ed and industry, all sitting at the same table wanting what's best for this community.
Over the past 21 months, WCTE, as part of an American Graduate Project, has toured the Upper Cumberland and Putnam County, talking to our economic leaders, our business leaders, our community leaders, and our educational leaders, finding out what we're doing in our region to improve education, workforce development, and thus improving the quality of life for all of us. I'm Lee Ray, WCTE's American Graduate Project Manager.
And I'm Cindy Putnam, WCTE's Ready to Learn Project Manager. And Lee and I discovered some very innovative ways that this community is working to make sure that all children are ready to learn and become American graduates.
We know that students need around 10,000 words, known words, when they enter into kindergarten. And many of our students who come from economically disadvantaged backgrounds do not have that number in their vocabulary when they come into school. So we have a job to do not only before students enter school, but when they are in kindergarten, first and second grade, to make vocabulary and comprehension a priority in our classrooms. And that is a job that everyone has to do together. We know typically as a student goes every single year and they are lacking certain comprehension skills or lacking the vocabulary they need to actually access the content, that there is a gap that continues to widen, and success in post-secondary becomes more elusive every year that they're not getting the vocabulary and comprehension that they need. So we know that early literacy that's building on itself, more and more words that kids know and actually can use, more and more opportunities to write and to access writing through work inside and outside of school, more opportunities to read rigorous content, rigorous text, and actually interact with someone else on that content and on that text will actually help you in your first and second year of a post-secondary program. And by the way, that's for every kind of post-secondary program. Technical schools, a certificate program, community college, 4-year. What we need for students in terms of literacy has just continued to skyrocket. We need high-level literacy skills in every single one of these programs.
Children are born ready to learn. High-quality early care and education is a wise investment to help children, our future citizens. The emotional, social, and physical development of young children has a direct effect on their overall development and on the adults they will become. This is why understanding the need to invest in very young children is so important. Investment in early childhood development lays the foundation for a prosperous and sustainable society.
In Putnam County Schools, we're part of the Children's Reading Foundation, the Upper Cumberland Children's Reading Foundation, and we've got kits, parent kits, and they're broken into each year of developmental growth, and we're meeting with parents and we're actually giving them the materials that they can use at home to get their child ready for kindergarten. We've got high quality materials that parents might not necessarily have the funds to go out and buy, or that they might not necessarily be aware of. I think the facilitators that we've got trained in using these materials have been amazed at what's being made available to us. For example, in literacy, one of the things that we've got is for our 4-year-olds, our grocery lists, and it's a little pad of that on the front side the mom can write out what her grocery list is going to be, and lo and behold she flips it over, and on the back side activities that you can actually do in a grocery store with your child.
Well, as a state, we spend a good deal of money on pre-K, whether that's through our Head Start programs, money through the federal government, or our state voluntary pre-K programs. We need to ensure that our pre-K programs are setting up our students for success in kindergarten, and that means they are teaching social skills, they are teaching behavioral skills, they are dealing with play and making sure kids are enjoying what they're doing. But we have to make sure that those high-level literacy skills that are foundational building blocks for school are actually happening in every single pre-K program, as well as early numeracy skills. But we know the dividends of high-level literacy work done earlier and earlier, and so pre-K must be a part of this story.
We have in the state of Tennessee what we call RTI, which is response to intervention. And that kicks in as soon as they come into kindergarten. And those kids, and actually every kid in school from pre-K through 12th grade, or K through 12, have access to intervention to fill gaps in their education. So day one of kindergarten, those children go to extended times where they get the core instruction that every other child gets, but then they have additional time, 30 minutes to up to 45 extra minutes on top of that. So they could actually potentially get 60 minutes of extra instruction to fill the gaps where they're missing. So we start in kindergarten to fill those gaps and continue to fill them until they catch up.
The Putnam County Schools School Age Care Program is a before and after school program for students from ages 4 until 14 that are enrolled in the Putnam County school system. And we offer before school and after school, and we provide care during the breaks and snow days and summer camp. The School Age Care Program is a huge benefit to kids because we are able to offer during the extended hours a homework assistance from college students that are education majors that can help with problems that maybe mom and dad aren't able to help with. And they also have access to use computers to research projects or other things like that.
This is one of your free apps, and all you have to do is turn over on the back, and there's your download code. And these are great, like activities and all the things that you can do with your child. And then but who's that? Buddy from Dinosaur Train, and Martha Speaks.
I have a 6-year-old son named Cooper, and he is obsessed with PBS Kids apps. He immediately, upon getting the download, he downloaded the games himself and started playing them right away, and he plays them almost daily. The Martha Speaks is his favorite, and we play that constantly, and he is always learning new vocabulary and just surprising me every day with these apps, the things that he's learned from them. He is currently finishing up kindergarten, and he is recognizing almost 200 sight words, and I think that's a direct correlation with the PBS apps.
You have got to be the type of parent that is proactive, that you're making a difference for your child, that you're reading to them, that you're singing to them, that you're interacting with them, that you're helping them develop healthy social skills, that you're helping them develop that can-do attitude, that I can do, I can accomplish, that I'm worth something, that I'm valuable, that I can contribute to society. And so I think all of those things factor in as we parent our children, and they help children succeed later in life.
What the schools do at their individual places is they look at the data for their students, and they target those kids that are either below basic or that bottom 25%, depending upon the types of benchmarks or tests that they're using to look at that information. Those are the students that they will actually specially invite to make sure that they know about the program, are aware of the program, to utilize as a tool to help them with their academic needs.
That's what's happening with our early learners, but you know what? Now we're ready to tell you all the exciting things that are happening with our middle school and our high school students here in the Upper Cumberland.
In the Upper Cumberland, we're beginning our focus on career and college development with our 8th grade students. It's so important that we begin to lay the groundwork at that level as we move forward so those students can get on a path to a career after they graduate from high school or on to post-secondary education. And all this ties into workforce development and thus economic development for our region.
So problems that I see for middle school students that are coming into high school setting is really understanding what it takes to be a good student, and some family background problems that they might have, and really breaking free of that and really identifying what they want to do in their future. The graduation rates in Putnam County have really come up. We're around 93% right now for a district, which is pretty good. We have plans in place to be able to continue to increase that, and I think Vital has played a key role in those increasing graduation rates, and really the way that high school principals are using the Vital program within their schools has really helped increase their graduation rates across the board in Putnam County. For the Vital program in Putnam County, and Vital stands for Virtual Instruction to Accentuate Learning, the program really begins with some implementations that we've had in elementary schools across the district in Putnam County, and it is completely online. So it gives our students in Putnam County at that young age to really understand what it's like to be a digital learner, and will create other opportunities as they climb the K-12 ladder in Putnam County. And Vital actually reaches out to all the schools in Putnam County. So we are a K-12 school in the state of Tennessee. We have our own number just like any other school, but the way it works in Putnam County for our virtual school is we outreach to all the schools in our district with all of these outside the box opportunities for the students of Putnam County and beyond. One of the components of Vital I'm most excited about, which is our dual credit and dual enrollment offerings that we have in high school. It could be a student that wants to gain certificates along the way, and the opportunities that exist for certificates nowadays are pretty incredible. Some students in high school can walk out of high school with a certificate and walk right into a very good paying job.
We have an annual 8th grade career fair that we host at Tennessee Tech, where we bring employers to the table as speakers and as booth sponsors, talking to students about a wide variety of careers that exist in the Upper Cumberland. And so that's another opportunity to make sure that we have the right people in front of students. They can share and talk with the students about the things they need to be doing now while they're in school, and as they think about moving into high school, and get them to think about what they might want to study when they move into high school. So it preps them for thinking about, what program of study do I want to take when I go into high school?
The Putnam County school system has approximately 11,300 students in our district as of right now. That's a number that continually goes up every year. I don't think that's going to back off from that. I think we're going to continue with our population gains as time goes on. The Vital program itself serves between 750 to 1,000 students every 9-week period. So we're hitting between 3,000 and 4,000 classes every year for the students of Putnam County in these options that exist through the Vital program.
In Teens Needs Training, we try to partner with Tennessee Tech. A lot of students come down. We're right down the street from Tech, which is absolutely awesome, and a lot of students need volunteer hours or service hours. So students can come down and help tutor children. We have a huge focus on grades and truancy. So students are able to come and get their hours in, but also help our children stay on task at school.
We developed a strong workforce development and education program of work, asking all of our stakeholders from K through 12, post-secondary education, and employers to come to the table to collaborate with one another to develop programs that would make sure we're actually preparing students and our citizens for the jobs in our region. And that meant aligning education with the needs of employers.
I also try to focus on job training. We've had a few businesses that have come in, banks come in and talk to children about managing their money. One bank, for instance, came in and pulled up a website where the children showed what kind of car they wanted to drive, what kind of house they wanted to live in, are you going to have a cell phone, Netflix, and it plugged all of these things in, and then it showed them how much this is going to cost, and some jobs, some occupations that you may choose if this is the lifestyle that you want to have. And it's my goal to let these kids know that they can do any job that they see on that board. So we also, during the summer, make a big deal of taking them out into the public and taking them into places and letting them see what goes on inside the places, but also familiarizing the public with my children and letting them know that we are from public housing, and we do want to work, and we do want to go to school and remember our name.
We don't want anyone to drop out of school. Plus, it's a huge impact to our local economy. But at the end of it all, these two things are tied together. Economic development cannot be successful without workforce development.
One thing that is a big deal to me is letting the kids know not everyone's going to go to a 4-year college.
We have a variety of programs that we began with middle school students, focusing on the kinds of things that we need to do in collaboration to make sure that they understand what it takes to be successful in life. We have been successful in acquiring new industry as a result of our strong workforce development and education programs of work. They know that we have collaboration among our stakeholders to ensure that we are taking the appropriate action to prepare our students for the jobs that exist in the region.
Throughout this region, students have numerous opportunities to attend different institutions that help them really decide what they want to do with the rest of their lives.
We are fortunate in this region to have a major university serving us, Tennessee Tech University. We also have 2 campuses of Volunteer State Community College. We have the Cookeville Higher Education Campus and 3 locations for the Tennessee Colleges of Applied Technology. These schools, along with the Tennessee Promise, are increasing the percent of our population that has a certificate or college degree.
You know, we actually did a survey to find from the students themselves what their biggest challenges were. And we did not take into account filling out the free application for federal student aid or the admissions process. Those have their own sets of challenges. We just simply asked them, what are your challenges in completing your degree? What are your barriers that you see? Many of our students work 2 and 3 jobs, some of them sleeping 3 hours a night. Some of them, there are financial barriers. Others, they face barriers. We have helicopter parents who simply diminish their students' ability to be able to have confidence in themselves by always managing everything for them. It's important for a student to feel like that they're able to manage their degree. I always tell students, I already have a degree, I don't need yours, you need to be in charge of that.
We're in a rural area that has not traditionally been one that puts a huge emphasis on higher education, maybe even not even secondary education.
As individuals walk into our school, they have different backgrounds, they have different stories to tell, different skills, but they come in and they're looking for something, and they walk through our door, and our goal is to take that individual as they are and where they are, and to provide them with a skill and competencies that they need to be able to go into the workforce and to be successful, to give them a purpose for their life, to be able to provide for their families, to give them something to be proud of. And there's all different aspects about that.
Tennessee Promise is part of the governor's initiative, Drive to 55 initiative, where the state of Tennessee will have 55% of its residents have some type of degree or credential by the year 2025. And that has been, I have stated in previous conversations that literally changed the landscape of education in the state of Tennessee. And I like to think that here at the Cookeville Higher Education Campus, because we are part of the rural area and students can come here for a one-stop shop, that we at the Cookeville Higher Education Campus have added to that change in landscape by offering courses here.
The middle of my junior year is when my whole class was introduced to the Tennessee Promise, and I can remember us, the students, along with our parents, sat in the mini theater for a good hour, 2 hours, of them just trying to explain that we could be getting a college for free, and no one was grasping that. And it wasn't until I ever knew I was coming here until I fully understood it either. But if you don't get the Pell or the Hope Grant, the Tennessee Promise will cover whatever extra money you have to pay. And so it is getting college for free, and it helps out and makes people chase their dreams that much harder.
If you haven't finished high school or you began college and you weren't able to finish, you are not forgotten. There are great programs in place throughout the Upper Cumberland to help you get a head start in the rest of your life.
We're working hard to increase the percentage of our adults who have their high school diploma or their college degree as we build quality of life and economic development in the Upper Cumberland.
When someone comes in and they're interested in completing their high school diploma, they come to us without a high school diploma. We explain that there are two programs that are available to them. One is the High School Equivalency program, which is under the direction of Linda Huddleston. With High School Equivalency, they go through an orientation and some pre-testing, skills testing to get a feel of where their skill level is. And from there, they're either assigned to classes to prepare to take the high school equivalency exam called HiSET, or they're referred to go ahead and move forward with testing. With the high school equivalency exam, they prepare to take that exam that is the equivalent of a high school diploma. The second option in Putnam County is the adult high school. With adult high school, when they come to us, the first thing we do is we want to get those transcripts from the school they previously attended. And from those transcripts, we evaluate it to see what credits they're lacking according to the state of Tennessee for the year they originally entered high school. And from there, we design what we call a 4-year plan. Doesn't mean it's going to take them 4 years, but it plots out the classes they've had for 9th, 10th, and what classes they need to finish that high school diploma.
Our community, I've always felt, is very supportive of adult learners. We have a Putnam County Adult Literacy Council that supports graduates through graduation, through scholarships to post-secondary. They provide gas cards sometimes for students who are struggling to get here but are very close and who need that extra support. They even support teachers in that they do teacher recognitions periodically. All our staff's part-time, and so those little things make a difference in recognizing the value they provide to the community as well. The Herald Citizen supports the Adult Learning Center as well through adoption. So we've always been able to go out and find people who recognize the value of giving folks a second chance.
One of the stereotypes I think we sometimes all carry with us is of the high school dropout. You think of the kid smoking in the bathroom and doesn't go to class, and that's not the true picture of a student who didn't complete high school. Sometimes the students needed to learn in a different environment. Traditional brick and mortar high school just didn't fit the way that they learned. They weren't able to go at the same pace that the other 28 kids in the class could go, or they just needed to hear it a different way. And then sometimes there's just the one that didn't like school and didn't think they needed it. We're all so smart when we're 18, and then once they've been out a little while longer, they realize the necessity of coming back to finish that high school diploma.
The Upper Cumberland, Tennessee Reconnect Community is the first of 3 chosen across the state. We are part of the Governor's Drive to 55 initiative, and that is for the next 10 years. By 2025, 55% of the adults in the state of Tennessee will have a certificate, a diploma, or a degree from a 2 or 4-year university. If you or someone you know or someone you love fit in this category of adults, 25 to 64, that have started college but haven't finished that dream, then what should they do? Well, so here are the options. You may read about us in the newspaper, you may hear about us on the radio, you may be able to go to an event that we're sponsoring. We are working with the Upper Cumberland Human Resource Agency, we are working through Goodwill, and we actually have advisors here within the Upper Cumberland who are meeting with anyone who's interested. So there are really a number of ways that you can contact us.
Because we're finding, and I think it's probably to be expected, that adults that are going back to school, they're already part of this community. They love the Upper Cumberland. They don't want to relocate. It's not like when you're a traditional student and you're graduating looking to see the world. You know, they've put down roots and they want to stay here. So looking at the jobs that are available and tooling for those jobs, I think is a very valuable thing that we can offer them.
As we bring more jobs to the Upper Cumberland and people make more money, they spend more money, and the quality of life for our children, for our adults in the Upper Cumberland, our businesses, all of that improves.
Lee and I are very excited to share with you all the great things that we've discovered that are happening right here in our very own Upper Cumberland.
We're proud to be a part of a region where partners come together to make things happen.
When we rise, we all rise together. And that's what this community is about. Cookeville, Putnam County, even though, again, we are that rural area, we all have such a great working relationship. The people on the chamber, the people here, the people at TTU, everyone has the area's best interest in mind, and it's amazing. Just look at what we're going to accomplish. That's all I've got to say.
We can really start to build a very strong community, and I'm so excited to be raising my child in a community that is doing that, that is actively seeking to be better.
This program is a part of American Graduate. Let's make it happen. A public media initiative made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.